everybody, welcome to another episode of Cannabis Tech Talks. You are chopping it up with Chuck. I'm the editor-in-chief of Cannabis and Tech Today, and this podcast is coming to you live, or sort of live, from MJ Biz, and we have to give a big shout out to our sponsor, PolyScience and Summit Research. We always bring you the goods, and today is no different. We have one of the biggest, baddest, most awesome companies in the cannabis space. We have with us, Georg Kiefer and Daniel Huber.
Very correct, sir.
Yes, did I get it right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
You got it right.
Hey, welcome, guys.
It's a good start.
Dude, it is amazing to see you here. Every time I'm at a cannabis show, you guys always have one of the biggest booths, and it's always one of the most impressive displays at the show. How did you guys get so awesome?
Well, I mean, I was tasked from Daniel Huber to set up Huber USA 2014. And traditionally, we come from the life science space, which is... excuse me if I say it, sometimes kind of boring because it's very application driven and very formal, and our channels to the life science people is primarily LinkedIn. And in 2017, we got some first orders from the cannabis industry, and I figured we were followers back in the days. There were other companies in the chiller space, also PolyScience ahead of us and some other German guys ahead of us, so I had to play catch up. And I been in Las Vegas for the show in the hotel, and I said, I don't know if this is a market. But then we came back the year after, and then we said, okay, we're gonna go.
So that was back when like MJ Biz first started, right?
Yeah, I mean a little later.
Yeah.
2018 we did the first show, and Daniel said, let's do this bowl, let's really blow this up as best as we can. And then I figured that Instagram is the go-to channel. And our company name is Huber USA. And I thought, okay, I need a cool name for this industry to connect with the people. And I'm a big Elvis fan, so I thought, Huber King of Temp. So and you know, in the late years of Elvis was big in Las Vegas.
Yes.
The show is great, so we always got excited to come to Vegas to throw a big party, to be professional, but also to not only talk about work and application, but to entertain our customers.
No, you guys do a fabulous job. Like you're one of probably the top, I don't know, I would say 4 or 5 brands in the cannabis space that's just known for really showing up and showing out. So that's pretty awesome. And so is German engineering the secret behind your products?
It's definitely the basic, and the way we are set up, family company, we're extremely flexible. We want to hear what the customers need, and we are able to follow whatever the requests are. And this is how Huber started in the early days and what we offer today. Yeah.
And so did people come to you first and they were like, hey, we need help with, temperature control, or were you guys looking at the cannabis industry going, maybe this is someplace we want to go?
Well, the sales in the cannabis space, one guy from Oregon building ethanol extraction, primary extraction systems, started to sell Huber. I didn't even know that it was going into the cannabis space, and to be honest, it freaked me out first. Being German, I thought, doing something wrong in America.
You're going to get in trouble.
But then when we walked the show, we found out, okay, the people we want to talk to in the first place to get into the market are the guys who build hydrocarbon systems, ethanol systems, CO2 systems. All the primary extraction needs chilling. And then, of course, in post-processing, we're talking about short path, wipe film. So they need heating and cooling. Then the recovery of the ethanol needs chilling, then decarb. So we approached all these guys, and so of course now with our activities being here at the shows and other shows as well, and Instagram, we get the message out. We get a lot of direct contacts too, so we educate people what to look for when buying a chiller. But again, the first task for us, how we really grew big, was to partner up with I call them the titans in the industry. Like the Precisions, now Agrify, Cascade, Lab Society, ETS, Across International, and so forth. I mean,
What do you think about if people say, why is temperature control such a big deal? Like, I learned about this yesterday, but for our audience that's watching, can you explain to them why temperature control is maybe the most important thing?
Well, temperature plays a major role when it comes to the yields which you want to achieve when you produce your products as a chemist or even here in the extraction industry. Time to achieve a temperature is extremely important, and this is where we score highly. I think without being nose up, our units are the most reliable, the fastest unit to change temperatures in the market, and you get reliable results. The reproducibility is very, very high.
Yeah.
And sustainability is one of the most important topics which we have.
Yeah.
What we have done here in the US, Georg addressed that earlier, we connected with all the major players, and we did the same thing in life science years ago when we went to the ACHEMAS, which ACHEMA is globally the biggest show for pharma and pharmaceutical industries. So we connected with all the manufacturers who did reaction systems and had them on our booth. So we copied that system, and it worked out exactly in the same way. There's a lot of trust, a lot of listening to people. What do you need?
Yeah.
And if we follow this and trace it, there's a good chance that Huber is where Huber shall be, from my opinion, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys have a great strategy. You guys have your Instagram presence. You guys have your partnerships. But at the end of the day, if you don't make great products, people are not going to buy it, right?
It's a great product, but Georg has added some very high value to the quality of the product, which is service.
Yeah.
Georg, would you like to talk about that?
Yes, I want to talk about it. In the beginning, of course, when we then approached these people I mentioned before, the OEMs, I got a lot of pushback because our product was probably 30 to 40% more expensive than local brands here built in North America, and our closest competitors in Germany probably 20% more expensive. And they were already dialed in this. And they said, well, you need to lower the price, you need to lower the price. And I didn't want to go down and lower the price. Yeah. And based on our activity in the pharmaceutical space, where we sell $150,000 chiller on 20-liter reactors, and they do APIs, sometimes a batch of APIs, $2 million. Yeah. So when there's a chiller who's going bad, they're losing $2 million. So price becomes secondary.
Yes.
And when I was pushed to lower my price, of course, my salespeople said, well, Georg, we need to get into this market. Let's drop the price. And I was not ready. I said, you know what, someday.
Was that sales that wanted you to drop the price?
Sales, of course. They want to get into market. And,
damn it, sales.
They're great.
And then I said, well, let's wait. When the pain is big enough, they will come back because we have the most reliable systems. And then we build up our service proposition. Yeah. We have in the pharma space, we go on site to service a chiller on site, so they don't come back to our shop. Wow. So it's very convenient. Yeah. And our turnaround in the service space is 72 hours on site to every domestic destination. And also, then in the cannabis space, they extract work at night, Thanksgiving, Christmas Day. Yeah. They don't care about. They want to make money. And when the chiller is down, the $250,000 extraction machine is down. So all of a sudden they felt a strong pain, and then with our competitor, they had to ship the units back to where they came from in the first place, and then sometimes West Coast, East Coast.
That's a lot of downtime.
4 weeks downtime, and we solved that problem. We said, if your chiller is down, within 72 hours we are on site. And then another thing, and so we built our service around this. And for me, the only difference between the cannabis market and the traditional market is the marketing piece, like the fun part and stuff. Yeah. But any other approach is exactly the same. And cannabis pushed us even harder to be better in service, honestly. And I had a key experience I was in Germany for the Easter holidays. On the Easter Saturday, I got a phone call from an extractor, and he had a problem with his chiller. And I said, well, I'm in Germany, I cannot help you right now, but I call you back on Monday. So he was extremely happy. But based on that, I said, you know what, we have a 24/7 hotline. We have 8 service techs, and every week a service tech is on call 24/7. Wow. And so you get a live tech on support, and that was the breakthrough moment. And nobody was asking about the price for the chiller. Yeah. They wanted the Huber with this package. I mean, we're not talking about the machine. Yeah. To start with, but the overall package made a difference.
That's amazing.
See, in the life science industry, we would say it takes 2 to tango. Yeah. And here in this industry, we say we'd be good together.
Exactly.
We'd be good together.
We'd be good together.
What you're doing there. You guys are cool. Pun intended. So no, I want to go back to the client services. That's a really big deal. There's a lot of brands here that sell products that do not have any kind of customer service or service after the sale or on-site training. It's kind of like you buy it and you're, boom, that's it. And that's crazy to me to think that there's businesses like that. Like, it seems like the best businesses out there, when you think of brands that are really good and really well known and everything, they have tremendous customer service. It just seems like it's a, it's a must to be a real top-notch brand.
Yeah, 100% correct.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm embarrassed to say this. I flew here on Frontier Airlines, okay? That's a major airline here in the United States. I know, he's like, oh God, that's your first mistake. And they, on the weekend, do not have a human being you can call if you have to make a change. They literally have customer service that is only Monday through Friday, and the rest of the time you have to email them and hope someone gets back to you.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Insane business model.
Yeah.
But they're doing it to save money, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It's wild, yeah. So you mentioned sustainability earlier.
Right.
We're big into sustainability. Our sponsor, Polyscience, is very big into sustainability. Sometimes it's treated like a buzzword, like a nice thing to say.
Yeah.
And then some companies really believe in sustainability.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about sustainability?
When my father started the company, he was always he was thinking green before a green party existed in Germany.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we introduced refrigeration machines which only needed a fraction of cooling water if it was a water-cooled unit compared to our competitors. Meaning we heated the cooling water up to 40, 45 degrees, which means we only had a third of the consumption. Water saving. Now, in the United States, where water was pretty cheap, this did not play a major role, but it did in Europe. It now does in the United States too.
Yeah.
Energy saving. Typical refrigeration units have an open bath, big buffer, and what you cool with your cooling machine is this big buffer, which you then transport to the application with a pump.
Yeah.
The bigger this buffer is, the more energy you need. If you want to change a temperature, you need to cool or heat this buffer.
Yeah.
What we did is we reduced the volume to a fraction, like to a tenth of the normal size.
Yeah.
Which means our units with the same installed cooling or heating capacity were 10 times faster. So that's sustainability.
Yeah.
All our units are made of stainless steel. We do not offer any other steels or painted steels. This is our philosophy of how we can be sustainable.
Yeah.
And the latest thing is like natural refrigerants. My father introduced the first units in the 70s.
Wow.
And we have the entire ranges available with natural refrigerants. We're looking at CO2s as a next step.
Yeah.
So I think sustainability is certainly a selling point to all the industries nowadays.
Yeah, and I think that honestly, if it's done right, sustainability can be bottom line oriented.
Absolutely.
It can be strategic.
Absolutely.
Not just a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, so how do you guys sell your products? Do you guys have distributors? Do you sell direct, or what's kind of the process if people want to, buy your products?
I mean, I want to talk global here or general. We sell to the pharma industry. We have distributors and also OEMs. They do jacketed reactors, which is a quite common application in the pharma industry. You buy a jacketed reactor, you hook it up with a temperature control unit, and then you do your formulation stuff. So we partner up with glass companies. We partner up with the big life science folks,
Sure.
Fisher and Thermo Fisher and VWR, just to name the few big ones. And then we also sell direct. I mean, a lot of customers on the East Coast, like the Mercks, the Pfizers, and all these big guys, they come to us directly. Same on the West Coast. And in the automotive space, we talk to system integrators for automotive testing and so forth. In the cannabis space, primarily we sell through the partner companies, the OEMs who build the extraction systems and post-processing and all these kind of solutions. Our direct sales in the cannabis space probably 10%.
Okay.
Because the value our partners offer is just the whole bundle, the whole package.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about the service part. I only ask them to do the sales part and to bundle up the stuff. In return, we take the systems into Vegas. We don't charge them for booth space. It's all free booth space, and they love it because we have a great hype and vibes in our booth. And so that's the return, the favor in return, beside the sales. And we take care of the service, and works great.
That's
so we don't have one single strategy, only direct, only distributors.
Sure.
I don't believe in one shoe fits all. So
kind of a hybrid type.
And of course the market changes, and now with the challenges in the cannabis market particularly, we have seen a lot of consolidation. I mean, single companies had bought by bigger groups. So we have to adapt and adjust to these changes. And so our model might change, but right now we try to reach out as best as possible.
Yeah. So you guys are a global company. What do you think about, if you had a crystal ball, do you think that Germany and then some other places are going to legalize, it's going to open up more markets, and it's inevitable, or do you think it's going to get bogged down with bureaucracy like oftentimes things do?
I think it's going to open up.
Yeah.
Germany has just announced that we want to open up, and Germany may be like a major market for Europe. So I bet other countries will follow.
Yeah.
It's a different market, though. There's a lot more people from chemical and pharmaceutical industries available to serve this industry.
Yeah.
I see a big chance for cannabis to get into the European markets, but on a different way.
Yeah.
On a different way.
Well, it'll be exciting for sure. I've got a chance to actually go to Berlin. I was at ICBC Berlin. Germany is a freaking fabulous place, and it seems like if they do legalize there, then maybe more are going to follow. Kind of follow the leader type deal.
Right. Yeah. What we need in Germany or in Europe is an MJ-biz. So we have now smaller exhibitions, but we don't see the the equipment manufacturers.
Yeah.
So this would be a next step, and I'm looking forward to the next years. Maybe this is all gonna happen.
Maybe a year, maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
It starts happening.
That's it.
And everything.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Well, is there anything you guys are looking forward to, or anything that you're working on? New products coming down the line? Any kind of new type innovations that you're excited about?
We are known that we show new things like every other year. So it's like we are constantly working on new innovations. We listen to the customer needs, and whatever they need and what regulations may afford will be made. And we have a saying, we don't need to be the biggest player, but we want to be the best.
Yeah. Smart.
By the way, I contradict always with Daniel on that point. I said one thing doesn't necessarily exclude the other.
Yeah.
True enough.
So I believe you were going to sing a song for our audience.
Next time, I guess.
Okay.
I skipped that part. I think the interview have been so far quite okay. So I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it.
His rendition of "My Way" coming your way.
Now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain.
Yes.
Yes. Leave it up to you. Just give a little.
I love it. Well, let the audience know, because we got to wrap it up here. Let the audience know where they can get a hold of you if they're interested in doing some business. What's the best way to get in touch with Huber?
We are on Instagram, Huber King of Temp, www.huber-usa.com. And here at the show, I forgot the booth number, but second floor, follow the red crown, you find us. Where the biggest party is and the biggest noise, there are us.
There you go.
It is an amazing booth. So listen, it's been a real pleasure having you here. I learned a lot. Hopefully our audience did as well, about why temperature control matters, a little bit about sustainability, and of course about your company, which is just kicking ass in the cannabis space. So it's a pleasure having you guys here. I look forward to popping back up and seeing you at your booth a little bit later. And thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chuck, for having us, and also for Polyscience
Yes.
to give us the spot, and Summit Research. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank you.
great shout out to our sponsors. And for those of you that are watching, make sure that you go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment if you will. And don't forget, go follow Huber on Instagram and follow Polyscience and Summit Research and Cannabis and Tech Today. That way you can stay in the conversation.
And P.S. Thanks, Philip.
Yes. This has been another episode of Cannabis Tech Talks coming to you from MJ Biz. Make sure that you tune in for some more great content, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.
Hey, hello, I'm Tommy Chong from Cheech and Chong. Wait, you didn't think people would know who I am? Durachill. This is Durachill. This is Durachill. This is Durachill. No, hey, I don't talk like that. You want me to sell this? Buy it. Try Durachill or else. If you want something really nice in your laboratory, buy Durachill. You can't go wrong.
This show was produced by Cannabis Tech Today and Pretty Easy Podcasts. Go to prettyeasypodcast.com now if you're looking to get professional production help on your own podcast at an affordable rate. Pretty Easy Podcasts, making podcasting pretty easy.